Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276 and free to air on Nigecomsat. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. The crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress APC in Shomolu local government area of Lagos State has taken a new dimension as some stakeholders and party loyalists have called on President Bola Tinubu to intervene in what they describe as an injustice in the party's chairmanship selection process. At the center of the controversy is Honorable Bowale Sosimi, a grassroots politician and longtime APC loyalist, who has reportedly endorsed as the census candidate by the local party structure. However, in a last-minute twist, his name was dropped in favor of another aspirant, leading to widespread anger and allegations of manipulation. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, has expressed serious concern over the technical failures that affected the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, warning it threatens trust in Nigeria's education system. At a press briefing in Abuja, Kalu praised JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede for admitting the errors impacting nearly 380,000 candidates in the Southeast and Lagos and offering resit opportunities. Global Television brings you details. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, however, noted that technical investigations revealed that a critical system patch was not installed at 157 centers, causing thousands of results errors. He further added that an independent audit by Educare technical team confirmed the issue, tracing over 14,000 faulty records to affected centers.
However, we must recognize that these measures, while necessary, do not erase the trauma, disruption, and uncertainty experienced by our young people and their families.
The Deputy Speaker therefore proposed a 5-point reform plan, a full technical review, independent system audit, protection for affected candidates, transparent results data release, and stricter system monitoring.
It is imperative that candidates from the Southeast and Lagos, who have actually borne the brunt of these failures, are not further disadvantaged. JAMB must provide a clear, accessible mechanism for remark and appeal, especially for those dissatisfied with the horrid receipt or who experienced technical difficulties once more during the second sitting. Furthermore, coordination with WAEC and other examination bodies must continue to ensure that no candidate academic progression is impeded by scheduling conflicts between the examination bodies.
He assured candidates of National Assembly oversight while urging JAMB to restore public trust and prevent future lapses. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting. In Imo State, the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, has empowered women, youths and young farmers with tools, seedlings and financial support, all in a bid to boost food production and job creation. The event was held in Owerri with Barrister Chioma Uzodinma representing Nigeria's First Lady and National Chairman of RHI, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Amarachi Ibe reports.
The Ndubisi Carlo Square in Owerri, the state capital, came alive as the Renewed Hope Initiative flag off its agricultural support program for Imo State. Representing the First Lady, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma, wife of the Imo State Governor, led the distribution of farm tools, seedlings, and cash support to hundreds of beneficiaries, including women, youth, and body farmers. She highlighted the initiative's commitment to reducing hunger, creating jobs and empowering families through agriculture.
I express my deep appreciation to Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu for her visionary leadership and to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for their critical support. To all Imolites, I assure you that my husband, His Excellency Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma Sowore, and I remain committed to supporting initiatives that improve your lives and foster development in our dear states.
According to Barrister Uzodinma, the support came under the 4 Renewed Hope Initiative, the Women Agriculture Support Program, Youth Agriculture Support Program, Every Home a Garden Project, and the Young Farmers Club. Barrister Uzodinma thanked the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the Imo State government for their collaboration.
To our beneficiaries, today is your day. You are the torchbearers of a new agricultural era. Go forth, cultivate, innovate, and prosper. Let us work hand in hand to build a Nigeria where no one is left behind, where food is abundant, and where hope is renewed in every heart.
Beneficiaries expressed joy, saying the support would help expand their farming business and improve their income.
I want to appreciate Governor Hope Uzodinma and his wife. Let God mighty bless them.
Urge the government to keep on organizing such programs to encourage youth and encourage youth farmers that there is hope for them.
I commend them, the management organizers, from the First Lady who made it to be a reality. I thank them.
The initiative is part of First Lady's broader vision to use agriculture as a tool for economic empowerment and national development. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Navy says it has continued to maintain round-the-clock situational awareness of Nigeria's maritime domain, extending to the limits of the exclusive economic zone through the Maritime Domain Awareness Facilities. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, who was represented by the Chief of Policy and Plans, Rear Admiral Ibrahim Dewu, made this known while addressing journalists on the forthcoming 69th anniversary of the service. Kike Lamo-Okere has details.
Navy Week is an annual event held to commemorate the establishment of the Nigerian Navy as part of the Armed Forces of Nigeria on June 1, 1956. The Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, who was represented by the Chief of Policy and Plans, Rear Admiral Ibrahim Dewu, explained that the Falcon Eye and Regional Maritime Awareness Capacity System have enabled early detection and swift response to incidents within Nigerian maritime environment.
This has ensured Nigeria maintained its zero piracy status in the International Maritime Bureau Piracy Rating. In furtherance to this, the Nigerian Navy has taken the initiative to ensure that the entire Gulf of Guinea is free of piracy and other maritime crimes.
It further reveals that in order to enhance the operational activities in the maritime domain, the service has taken delivery of 3 new patrol vessels and 3 newly acquired helicopters, which will be commissioned during the Navy Week. It further reveals that a total of 215 suspects and 26 vessels were arrested, while 468 illegal refining sites were deactivated in 2024. He added that an estimated quantity of 6.5 million liters of stolen crude oil and 7 million liters of illegal refined automated gas oil were seized and appropriately handled.
The new patrol vessels are NNS Shere, NNS Faro, and NNS Ikogosi. All 3 vessels are about 38 meters long with an endurance of 5 days. 2 of the vessels were acquired from Singapore and 1 from South Korea, and they all arrived in Nigeria in December 2024. These vessels will serve as seaward defense boats within Nigeria's littorals up to the 24 nautical miles contiguous zone.
The Navy Week celebration, which is expected to commence on the 23rd of May to June 1, 2025, will serve as an opportunity to present a scorecard of the Nigerian Navy's performance in the service of the nation. Kike Lamo-Okere, Global Television News.
Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has announced an ongoing review of counter-insurgency strategies in collaboration with the federal government in response to the recent resurgence of attacks across parts of the state. Zulum reaffirmed his administration's commitment to bolstering local security architecture, improving intelligence gathering, and providing frontline security personnel with the tools they need to combat insurgency effectively. The governor noted that President Bola Tinubu and the service chiefs had given firm assurances of support in addressing its persistent security challenges. Still on insecurity matters, Shaudu Aiku, a close associate of the notorious terrorist kingpin Bello Tuji, has been confirmed killed in a targeted airstrike. The operation, carried out by the air component of Operation Fasanyama, struck a terrorist hideout near Tumfa Primary School in Isa local government area of Sokoto State. The Nigerian Armed Forces confirmed that Auku, a key link in cross-border terrorist logistics, was killed alongside several fighters and suspected high-ranking commanders. Women from the Nisi, Kapam and Rido communities staged a protest on Monday at the Kaduna Refinery and Petrochemical Company over alleged chemical pollution that has reportedly affected their health, farmland and livelihoods. The protesters, who gathered at the refinery as early as 6 a.m., accused the company of allegedly releasing a harmful chemical in August 2024, which they claim led to widespread illness, destruction of crops and the death of livestock. The women's leader of the Nisi community, Mrs. Juliana Abrak, says the chemical emission had rendered farming activities impossible and left many residents sick and hungry. You're watching the live broadcast of the News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Tinubu approves licenses for Knots Oil Project. Details coming shortly after the break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Cycle. In business, President Bola Tinubu has granted regulatory approvals for the issuance of all critical licenses required for the Komani Integrated Development Project, a multi-billion-dollar oil exploration initiative located between Bauchi and Gombe State. A statement issued by the Minister's Special Advisor on Media and Communication, Naimeka Okafor, quoted Lukbobiri saying the approvals were part of efforts to ramp up oil production by activating all available hydrocarbon platforms across the country. The development was disclosed by the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Heineken Lukbobiri, during the flag-off ceremony for the construction of the permanent site of the Bauchi Oil and Gas Academy in Alkaleri local government area. The Senate Committee on Power has raised concerns over the liquidity crisis bedeviling the power sector, lamenting that the tariff shortfalls in the industry have indicated that the government owes about 200 billion naira to electricity generating companies every month. The chairman of the committee, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, disclosed this while fielding questions from journalists during a retreat held in Ikotekmene, Akwa Ibom State. The committee disclosed that since this year, the government has not paid the power producers and that this has raised the debt to about 800 billion naira. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Dunhai, has harped on the imperative of enhanced collaboration between China and Nigeria in unlocking the potential of Nigeria's solid minerals sector through the establishment of electric vehicle factories in Nigeria. Speaking while paying a courtesy visit to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, in his office, the Chinese ambassador Yu Dunhai emphasized that China has always placed Nigeria in a very pivotal position of her foreign policy. Sharon Ajay has details.
Recalling the recent high-level engagement between President Bola Tinubu and Xi Jinping during Tinubu's state visit to China, the Chinese ambassador Yu Donghai noted that both leaders agreed to elevate bilateral relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership, creating new opportunities for cooperation. The ambassador noted that the embassy and the Chinese government have always admonished Chinese companies operating in Nigeria to abide by rules and regulation, implement corporate social responsibility, and adhere to environmental and safety standards, stressing that the Chinese authorities have zero tolerance for illegal mining, signifying their readiness to work with Nigerian government to bring suspected corporates to justice.
Several brands, because currently we have over 10 brands, Chinese electric vehicles.
Yes.
We would like to bring them to Nigeria to have them to produce locally, and then I would fully agree that we should have more added value like lithium, like all those minerals, because by doing this, China is going to have a stronger partner in Africa.
The Minister of Solid Mineral, Dr. Dele Alake, acknowledged that most Chinese firms in Nigeria operate within legal and regulatory frameworks. He, however, expressed concerns over the actions of a few operators tarnishing Chinese image, referencing a recent viral video involving a Chinese national allegedly bribing local security agents. The minister also highlighted the impact of the mining machines established to combat illegal mining, affirming that the outfit that sent the right signal in the sector raised awareness about the menace and has consequently improved compliance to regulations by both local and foreign operators.
We have an upsurge in the production of electric vehicles here. It reduces our dependency on energy from fossil fuel. So it will also make us compliant with global trend of transiting to green energy. So it also is a win-win situation for us. So we are encouraging all our Chinese operators in this sector to start the local value addition.
He reiterated that Nigeria is open for business to serious investors, stressing that investment in the nation's mining industry are now focused on local value addition. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria recorded a significant decline of 4.145 trillion naira in net loans and receivables in 2024, driven primarily by reduction in its overdraft exposure to the federal government and changes across other loan categories. According to the Apex Bank's audited financial statements, net loans and receivables at the bank level dropped from 16.122 trillion naira in 2023 to 11.977 trillion naira in 2024. At the group level, the figure declined from 15.91 trillion naira to 10.959 trillion naira, reflecting a 4.132 trillion naira drop. The most substantial adjustment came from the overdraft extended to the federal government under the Ways and Means provision. On the foreign scene, Somali authorities and witnesses say several people were killed and others wounded when a suicide bomber thought to be from the Al-Shabaab militant group targeted an army recruitment center in Mogadishu. The Information Ministry say the attacker, disguised as a civilian, reportedly detonated explosives outside the Zero Damayo camp in southern Mogadishu at 9:20 a.m. local time. Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab, which is linked to Al-Qaeda, has claimed responsibility for the bombing. United States President Donald Trump says he would launch a major investigation into his 2024 election rival Kamala Harris over celebrities who backed her failed run for the White House. Trump aimed at Beyoncé, Winfrey, and Bruce Springsteen, accusing Harris of paying the legendary rock star to perform at a rally in Georgia weeks before the election. In the election race, Harris sought to harness star power from celebrities like Beyoncé and Oprah Winfrey. Winfrey defended a $1 million payment to her production company from the Harris campaign to cover costs associated with the talk show legend hosting the presidential candidate. Israel says it will allow a limited amount of food into Gaza, ending an 11-week blockade that has brought the territory to the brink of famine. Prime Minister Netanyahu says a starvation crisis will jeopardize Israel's renewed military offensive against Hamas. He says the food shortage has reached extreme level. In sports now, Nigeria secured a hard-fought bronze medal at the 2025 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, overcoming the host nation, Egypt, 4-1 on penalties following a 1-1 draw in regulation time at the 30th June Stadium in Cairo. It was a match filled with intensity as both sides sought redemption after falling short of the final. Nigeria, now with 5 third-place finishes in under-20 African history, showed composure in a tense shootout to earn their 14th podium finish in the competition. France Football has officially announced that the 69th edition of the Ballon d'Or ceremony will take place on September 22nd, 2025. The prestigious event, which honors the world's best football players, will be held at the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris. A statement on the event's official poster via X reads that prepare to be dazzled as anticipation builds for football's most coveted individual honor. The ceremony is expected to draw global attention, featuring top footballers, dignitaries, and fans. Spanish La Liga giant Real Madrid currently tops UEFA's coefficient rankings. In the latest ranking released by UEFA through their website, Real Madrid is ahead of Manchester City and Bayern Munich, who are in the top 3 position. Chelsea, Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United moved up compared to the previous ranking. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on NIGECOMSAT. Kindly follow us across all social media handles using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.